The galaxy had grown quiet in recent decades. For many civilizations, this silence was comforting, almost peaceful. But in the dark reaches beyond the Orion Belt, the Zereth Dominion stirred. A coalition of alien species known for their ruthlessness, the Zereth had conquered dozens of star systems. Entire populations were subjugated, forced into servitude or destroyed if they resisted. Now, a new name had reached their ears: Earth. A small, blue planet in a relatively unremarkable system. The Zereth scouts had intercepted transmissions, strange signals of human origin, and reports of a rapidly advancing civilization. They expected Earth to be primitive, a world of simple beings who would surrender without a fight. On the bridge of the Zereth flagship, Vorthak, Admiral Zelkar studied the projections of Earth's defenses. "These humans," he hissed, his voice rough and grating. "They are foolish to resist. Send our message. Demand their surrender." The message was simple, threatening, and clear. Surrender your armies, hand over your leaders, or face total destruction. The Zereth expected compliance. After all, humanity had never faced a true galactic empire before. Earth's response. Across light years, Earth received the message with calm determination. The Global Defense Council convened immediately. In the circular chamber of the council, leaders from every major nation gathered, their faces illuminated by holographic displays showing the Zereth fleets advancing. "Do not underestimate them," said Admiral Collins, an experienced strategist. "These are not mere rumors. Their fleets are enormous, their technology advanced. We cannot match them in numbers, but we can match them in skill," replied Dr. Layla Hassan, the head of Earth's elite combat program. "Our fighters are trained differently. We have spent decades preparing for scenarios exactly like this. They may have numbers, but humans have ingenuity, adaptability, and courage." The council debated for hours. Some urged negotiation, fearing the unknown threat. Others called for immediate mobilization, unwilling to surrender to alien invaders. Finally, the council reached a unanimous decision. Earth would respond not with diplomacy, not with empty threats, but with its strongest warriors. The secret program, known only to the council and a few trusted generals, had trained humans from childhood. They were skilled in combat, strategy, and technology. They could pilot ships, adapt to any battlefield, and think unpredictably. These humans were Earth's ultimate defense, and now they would be unleashed. The elite human fighters. On a hidden space station orbiting Earth, the elite human squad prepared for deployment. Captain Marcus Vance, their leader, inspected the crew. Each member had undergone rigorous training, mastering skills that would make them legends if they survived this mission. "There's no room for hesitation," Marcus said firmly. "They think they are superior. They think they can intimidate us. Let's show them why humans are never easy to predict." Lieutenant Anika Rao, the squad's tech specialist, checked the ship's systems. All stealth modules active. Weapons ready. Navigation calibrated. "They won't see us coming until it's too late." Private Elias Kim, youngest of the team but fastest on the field, adjusted his combat suit. "They won't know what hit them." His voice carried both excitement and nervous energy. The human ships, small but incredibly fast and maneuverable, slipped through space like shadows. Each ship was designed for tactical advantage, not brute force. The Zereth fleets relied on sheer numbers, but humans relied on creativity, speed, and precision. First contact. The squad approached the edge of Zereth territory. From afar, the Zereth fleet appeared enormous, more than 1,000 ships of various sizes. The aliens were confident, expecting easy prey. Captain Vance signaled his team. "Remember, hit fast, hit smart, then withdraw. No direct engagement until we know their strength. They think they can intimidate Earth? Let's teach them a lesson." The first human ship darted forward, firing a series of precision disruptor beams. The beams hit small reconnaissance drones, disabling them instantly. The Zereth were confused. Their sensors were sophisticated, but they had not accounted for stealth, speed, and tactical ingenuity. A squadron of human fighters performed coordinated maneuvers, weaving through the enemy formation, leaving traps and decoys. The Zereth ships reacted too slowly. For the first time, they began to understand that these humans were not ordinary. "Report," demanded Admiral Zelkar. "What is this?" "They should be easy prey." "Unknown, Admiral," a subordinate replied nervously. "They are attacking, then disappearing. Their tactics, unpredictable." The skirmish. The human squad executed hit-and-run attacks. Small bursts of energy disrupted Zereth communications, navigation, and shields. No human ship had been lost. Yet the Zereth fleet was already frustrated. "Withdraw," Marcus ordered. "We've made our point. Let them see that we are not weak." As the humans retreated, a few Zereth vessels pursued. Captain Vance anticipated this. The humans had laid spatial traps, devices that created false signals, drawing the Zereth ships into asteroid fields and ambush zones. One by one, pursuing ships were damaged, forced to retreat. The humans returned to stealth. From the perspective of the Zereth, it was as if the humans had vanished into thin air. Confusion and fear began to spread among the alien ranks. They had expected surrender. They had expected fear. Instead, they faced cunning, bravery, and unmatched skill. Human ingenuity shines. Back on Earth, the Council monitored the skirmish. Holographic screens showed the data streaming in from the elite squad. Analysts were amazed at the humans' tactics. The Zereth had assumed brute strength would decide the battle, but the humans proved that intelligence, adaptability, and creativity were just as powerful as numbers. Dr. Hassan noted, "This is what we trained for. They think in patterns. But humans think outside the patterns. That's why we will survive." Captain Vance's squad had sent a clear message. Earth was not an ordinary planet. Its people were not ordinary beings. Humans were dangerous not because of the ships they flew, but because of the minds that commanded them. The Zereth's reaction. On the Vorthok, Admiral Zelkar raged. "How can a single squad strike so effectively?" "Captain," one officer said, trembling, "I believe Earth has been hiding its strongest fighters. They are unlike any species we have faced. They anticipate, adapt, and survive against impossible odds." Zelkar's eyes narrowed. "No matter. We will crush them. We will show them the true might of the Zereth Dominion. Send a warning fleet. Prepare for total assault. Humans may have shown skill, but skill alone cannot defeat the Dominion." But deep within the fleet, doubt began to creep. For the first time, the aliens were uncertain of victory. Humans, small and seemingly insignificant, had disrupted their confidence. Earth's secret advantage. Unseen by the Zereth, the elite human squad had returned to a hidden station. They were exhausted but exhilarated. Marcus addressed the team. "Today, we proved one thing. They thought Earth was weak. They thought we would surrender. They were wrong, and we are only getting started." Anika smiled. "They won't know what hit them next. Every move they make, we'll be ready." Elias laughed, a mixture of relief and adrenaline. "I can't wait for the next encounter. Let them come. We'll be ready." On Earth, leaders realized that this was more than a battle, it was a statement. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage. Not as victims, not as pawns. Humans were fighters, thinkers, and survivors. The Council issued orders to prepare the full defense forces, but quietly, they knew the real strength lay in the elite squad. The humans who could turn the tide with courage, skill, and cunning. The cliffhanger. As the Zereth retreated to regroup, Marcus gazed at the stars. "They think they've seen our strength, but they have no idea what humanity can truly do." Far away, in the shadowed corridors of the Vorthak, Zelkar plotted his revenge. The battle was not over. The humans had won a skirmish, but the war was just beginning, and thus, The galaxy learned its first lesson about Earth. Never underestimate humanity. The galaxy had taken notice of Earth. Across the Zereth Dominion, whispers spread of humans who struck without warning, who outsmarted the mighty Zereth fleet, and vanished without a trace. The Council of the Dominion was furious. They could not allow a single planet, small and seemingly weak, to humiliate their forces. Admiral Zelkar paced across the bridge of the Vorthok, his massive claws clicking against the metal floor. "We will crush them," he growled. "Not a single human will survive our next encounter." His generals exchanged nervous glances. They had never faced an enemy that used cunning as well as strength. But Zelkar was determined. He ordered the assembly of the main assault fleet, hundreds of warships, armed to the teeth, ready to march across the stars and wipe out Earth. Earth prepares. Back on Earth, the Global Defense Council monitored every movement of the Zereth. They knew the next encounter would not be a simple skirmish. It would be a battle for survival. Admiral Collins addressed the assembled leaders and military officers. "They are coming, a full-scale attack on Earth. But we are ready. Our strongest fighters have already proven that they can outthink, outmaneuver, and outfight the enemy." Dr. Layla Hassan, head of the elite human program, added, "The Zereth have power, yes. But humans have something more: creativity, adaptability, and courage. We will use every advantage we have." From hidden stations and orbital bases, the elite squad prepared. Captain Marcus Vance studied holographic maps of the incoming Zereth fleet. The enemy would attack in waves, overwhelming defenses with sheer numbers. But humans were not ordinary. Every move was calculated, every risk measured. The elite strike force moves. As the first wave of Zereth ships entered Earth's system, the elite squad launched from stealth bases in sleek, fast ships. Captain Vance led the squadron, flanked by Lieutenant Anika Rao, Private Elias Kim, and the other members of the team. "Remember," Marcus said, voice calm but firm, "this is not just a fight. This is a statement. We are humans. We do not surrender. We adapt, we survive, and we win." The squad moved like shadows among the stars. Their ships were small compared to the massive Zereth cruisers, but they were fast, agile, and unpredictable. Sensors blared warnings across the Zereth fleet. An attack had begun, but the humans were almost impossible to track. Anika's hands flew over her console, deploying cloaking signals and holographic decoys. "They're focusing on the wrong targets," she said. "They'll be blind to us for now." First clash. The first engagement was sudden. A group of Zereth destroyers moved to flank Earth's orbital defenses, confident in their superiority. The humans struck first. Precision beams disabled shields on the lead destroyer. Explosions lit up the void of space, shocking the enemy. "Hit-and-run tactics," Marcus commanded. "Force them to react. Make them second-guess every move." Elias piloted his ship with incredible speed, weaving between enemy fire. With a well-timed maneuver, he delivered a strike that disabled the engines of another destroyer, leaving it drifting helplessly. The Zereth were furious. "What are these creatures?" Zelkar roared over the comms. "They strike without fear. They are reckless and precise." But the humans were not reckless. Every move was calculated, every maneuver designed to confuse and exhaust the enemy. They attacked where the Zereth were weakest, then vanished before retaliation could strike. Tactical genius. The Zereth fleet was large, but their tactics were rigid. They relied on numbers and brute force. Humans, on the other hand, were unpredictable. Captain Vance had studied Zereth strategies for years. He knew their patterns, their expectations, their arrogance. Anika deployed gravity mines near the fleet's formation, pulling several ships off course. Marcus led a small strike team into the heart of the fleet, hitting command ships with energy pulses that disrupted communications. Chaos spread through the Zereth ranks. "We've underestimated them," one Zereth captain admitted, fear creeping into his voice. "They are not just fighters, they are thinkers." Even as the battle raged, humans never lost coordination. Every ship, every pilot, knew their role. They were a unit, a force that combined intelligence with courage. They were not just defending Earth, they were proving that humans could stand against the galaxy's mightiest empire. The turning point. The battle reached its climax near the asteroid belt orbiting a distant planet. The Zereth flagship, Vorthak, led the final wave. Its weapons fired with devastating power, capable of destroying dozens of ships at once. Marcus looked at the fleet, calm but determined. This is it. We strike now. With everything we have. The squadron executed a daring maneuver, weaving through asteroid fields, dodging energy beams, and hitting weak points on the Vorthak. The flagship's shields flickered under the precise attacks. Anika directed the crew to overload the enemy's systems. Small explosions rippled across the hull of the Vorthak. Elias executed a risky maneuver, flying directly into the path of the flagship's secondary guns. With a well-timed release of an electromagnetic pulse, the ship disabled a portion of the flagship's weapons, giving the human squadron an advantage. Even the massive Zereth fleet faltered under the humans' coordinated strikes. Confusion spread among the alien ranks. Ships collided, weapons misfired, and their formation collapsed. Human ingenuity and sacrifice. The humans fought not just with skill, but with heart. Each member of the squad demonstrated courage beyond expectation. Lieutenant Anika Rao risked her life to hack into the flagship's control systems. Sparks flew across her console as alien countermeasures tried to stop her. Almost. There, she whispered. With one final keystroke, the flagship's navigation went haywire, sending it spinning into the asteroid belt. Private Elias Kim's ship was hit during the chaos. Smoke filled the cockpit. But he continued the attack, using his damaged ship to block enemy fire from another human vessel. Marcus watched from his ship, grateful for the bravery of his team. By the time the Zereth realized what had happened, the humans had already withdrawn, leaving the enemy in chaos. The flagship was severely damaged. Many ships were disabled, and the alien fleet was forced into retreat. Aftermath. Back on Earth, the Council watched the battle unfold. Cheers erupted when reports came in. The elite squad had not only survived but had turned the tide of the battle. Humans had shown that courage, strategy, and ingenuity could overcome even overwhelming numbers. Admiral Collins addressed the public via broadcast. Today, humanity proved something the galaxy must remember. We do not surrender. We do not retreat. We are strong, united, and capable of facing any challenge. Dr. Hassan added, "This is only the beginning. The Zereth have seen what humans can do. They will not forget, and neither will we." The Zereth's shock. Admiral Zelkar seethed with anger and disbelief. "How can a single planet fight like this?" he demanded. His fleet had suffered losses, not from brute force, but from human cunning and bravery. "We cannot rely on numbers alone anymore," admitted one of his generals. "These humans, they are dangerous. They are not like any species we have faced." Zelkar's eyes narrowed. "Then we will adapt. We will destroy them. They may have won today, but the war is far from over." Even in retreat, the Zereth knew they had encountered a formidable enemy. Humans were unpredictable, relentless, and clever, a combination that no one in the galaxy had truly faced before. Human legacy and morale. The elite squad returned to Earth, hailed as heroes. They had struck fear into the heart of the Zereth and protected their planet. Their courage inspired billions. Stories of their feats spread across communications networks, igniting pride and hope. Captain Marcus addressed the squad. "We have proven that humans are more than what they appear. But this is not the end. The Zereth will return. And when they do, we must be ready." Lieutenant Anika smiled. "They think we are just a planet of ordinary humans. They are wrong. We are humanity. And we never give up." Elias added, "Let them come. We'll be ready, stronger than ever." Humanity had learned a crucial lesson. Unity, courage, and intelligence were more powerful than fear and numbers. The battle had been won, but the war was only beginning. And the galaxy would soon know. Earth's fighters were not to be underestimated. Cliffhanger for Part 3. Far across the stars, Admiral Zelkar regrouped. The Vorthok limped back to Zareth territory, battered but not broken. The humans had won this battle, but the war had just begun. They are cunning, Zelkar hissed. They fight like no other. But we will return. And next time, Earth will fall. And somewhere on Earth, Captain Marcus gazed at the stars. They will come again, he said. And when they do, humanity will be ready. The stage was set for a war that would span the galaxy, a war where humans would show that courage, ingenuity, and unity could overcome even the mightiest foes. The galaxy was tense. Across countless star systems, whispers of humans had grown into legends. Small worlds that had once trembled before the Zareth dominion now looked to Earth with hope. If humans could stand against the mightiest empire in the galaxy, perhaps resistance was possible elsewhere. But for Earth, the threat was far from over. The Zareth had retreated, but only to plan. Admiral Zelkar, furious and humiliated, vowed that the next encounter would be decisive. He gathered the largest fleet the Dominion had ever assembled, intending to crush Earth completely. Earth's readiness. On Earth, the Global Defense Council had anticipated this. Orbital stations, hidden bases, and space fleets had been reinforced. Advanced weapons were installed on key satellites, and emergency protocols had been tested repeatedly. Humanity was ready, but the true strength of Earth lay not in technology alone, but in its elite fighters, the humans who had proven themselves in Part 2's battle. Captain Marcus Vance stood on the bridge of the flagship Vanguard, overseeing preparations. "This is it," he said to his team. "They've returned stronger, with more ships, more weapons. But so are we. Remember, it's not the size of the fleet that wins, it's how you use it." Lieutenant Anika Rao checked the status of the Vanguard systems. All stealth modules active. Weapons online. Shields at maximum. They'll never expect our approach. Private Elias Kim grinned. "Let them come. We'll show them the real strength of humanity." The first wave. The Zareth fleet appeared at the edge of the solar system, an immense armada stretching as far as sensors could detect. Ships of all sizes glimmered in the void, bristling with weapons capable of leveling cities. Admiral Zelkar's voice thundered across the fleet. "This time, there will be no escape for the humans. Destroy everything. Leave nothing." But the humans were not afraid. Marcus's squadron launched from hidden stations, slipping through Zareth sensors. Their mission was clear: disrupt the enemy fleet before it could reach Earth. Giving the planet time to mobilize its defenses, the first human ships darted forward, weaving through asteroid belts and debris fields. The Zareth fired blindly, unable to anticipate their moves. Each human maneuver was precise, designed to exploit enemy weaknesses. Unexpected tactics. The humans employed tactics the Zareth had never encountered. They used cloaked decoys to confuse targeting systems, fired coordinated bursts of energy to disable multiple ships at once, and struck where the enemy was weakest. Lieutenant Anika directed a synchronized attack on the Zareth supply ships. "If we cut their supplies, the fleet will crumble," she said. Captain Marcus added, "Focus on command ships. If we disrupt their leadership, the rest will panic." Private Elias, piloting a small but fast ship, navigated through the enemy lines, planting EMP charges that disabled key weapon systems. The Zareth fleet, for the first time, was disorganized. Chaos spread from the flagship outward. The turning point. Despite the human skill, the Zareth were massive in number. A large section of the fleet pressed forward, firing volleys that threatened to overwhelm Earth's orbital defenses. The battle had reached a critical point. Marcus surveyed the fleet. "We need a bold move. The Vorthak is still operational, leading their forces. If we take it out, the rest will scatter." Anika's eyes lit up. "I have an idea. We can use the asteroid belt as cover. Approach the flagship from behind, and disable its main engines." Elias chimed in. "I'll draw their fire while you two set the trap. We'll need speed, precision, and timing. With no hesitation, the humans executed the plan. Elias darted forward, taunting the enemy fleet, while Marcus and Anika navigated through the asteroid field. Every move was calculated. Every second counted. The heart of battle. Inside the asteroid field, the human squadron struck. Energy beams pierced the shields of the Vorthak, disrupting its engines. Sparks flew across its hull, alarms blaring throughout the ship. "Impossible!" Zelkar bellowed. "How can such small ships penetrate my flagship?" "Humans are unpredictable," a subordinate admitted. "They strike with intelligence and courage, not just numbers." The Zareth flagship attempted evasive maneuvers, but Marcus anticipated every move. Using precise calculations, he positioned his ship to deliver the final disabling strike. Anika directed a final energy pulse, overloading the flagship's systems. The Vorthak shuddered violently, then began to drift, helpless and vulnerable. Around it, the rest of the Zareth fleet hesitated, confused and disorganized. The tide of battle had turned. Sacrifice and heroism. No victory comes without cost. Elias, in his daring diversion, had sustained heavy damage. Smoke filled his cockpit, and alarms blared across his console. But he continued to lead enemy ships away from the main human squadron, giving Marcus and Anika the opening they needed. "Elias, retreat," Marcus called over comms. "I can't," Elias shouted, determination in his voice. "Keep going. Earth depends on us." His ship took a final hit, sending it spinning into a nearby asteroid. Marcus and Anika could only watch, hearts heavy, knowing their teammate had given everything to save Earth. The sacrifice inspired the rest of the squad. They pressed the attack, striking at key Zareth ships with precision and courage, slowly dismantling the once mighty fleet. The Zareth retreat. With the flagship crippled and their formation in chaos, the Zareth had no choice but to retreat. Ships fled in all directions, abandoning the battle. Their pride was shattered, their confidence broken. Admiral Zelkar, furious and humiliated, vowed revenge. But he knew the humans had proven themselves formidable opponents. "This is not over," he hissed. "We will return, but next time, Earth will fall." Even in retreat, the Zareth could not ignore the truth. Humans were unpredictable, brave, and clever. They had survived impossible odds and emerged victorious. The galaxy had seen it, and whispers of Earth's fighters spread like wildfire. Human triumph. On Earth, the Council celebrated. Reports from the front lines confirmed what everyone already suspected. Humans had faced the mightiest force in the galaxy and won. Captain Marcus addressed the squadron over comms. "We've done something incredible. Not because we had the biggest ships, not because we had the strongest weapons, but because we were human. We adapt, we survive, and we fight for what we believe in." Lieutenant Anika added, "We've shown the galaxy that humanity is not to be underestimated. We are more than a planet, we are a force." Even those who had not fought directly felt the pride. Across Earth, people celebrated, inspired by stories of bravery, sacrifice, and ingenuity. Humanity had proven it could stand against the greatest empire in the galaxy. Galactic recognition, the Zareth retreat, and human victory had wider implications. Other alien civilizations, once fearful of the Dominion, began to see Earth as a power to respect. Trade alliances, defensive pacts, and diplomatic overtures emerged, recognizing that humans were strong, clever, and capable of leadership in the galaxy. Humanity's place among the stars had changed forever. No longer were humans mere observers, they were players, respected and feared. Their ingenuity, bravery, and unity had earned them a reputation that no empire could ignore. The human legacy, the elite squad, though mourning their losses, were celebrated as heroes. Statues, memorials, and stories were created in their honor. Captain Marcus, Lieutenant Anika, and the surviving members continued training. Preparing for future threats, Dr. Layla Hassan reminded everyone, "The galaxy has seen what humans can do, but we must never become complacent. Our strength lies in our courage, intelligence, and unity." We must continue to grow, learn, and protect our home. Private Elias's sacrifice became a symbol of courage for future generations. Children across Earth learned his story, inspired to face challenges with bravery and intelligence. A new dawn. As peace returned to the solar system, humans looked to the stars not with fear, but with hope and determination. They knew the Zareth would return someday. They knew new threats would rise, but they also knew that humanity could stand against any odds, adapt to any challenge, and triumph through courage, skill, and unity. Captain Marcus gazed at the night sky. We've shown them what humans are capable of, and will continue to show the galaxy. Earth will always stand, and humans will always fight for survival, for freedom, and for each other. Lieutenant Annika placed a hand on his shoulder. And when they return, we'll be ready. Stronger, smarter, and united. The stars seemed to shine brighter that night, as if acknowledging humanity's courage. Earth had survived. Humanity had proven its strength, and the galaxy would never forget. Humans are a force unlike any other.